Mark, LeBron went on to say, hey, don't get it twisted. Like, he was okay. He had gotten over that reaction. But he seems to be very aware of his place and where the voting is and where he is in the game. He probably will have some detractors and really get on him. But what did you make of what he said and how he explained his reaction to the MVP voting?
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious he's upset about it, and he is tripping a little bit for not getting it, and I understand, but let's break it down. It's a beauty contest. You know, I don't vote no more for other reasons we could talk about another time, but I'm putting myself inside of these voters' head. And these guys, him and LeBron and Giannis, are standing next to each other. So how do you split the hairs? Well, Giannis had more wins. Giannis doesn't have an AD next to him. Chris Middleton's pretty good, but he ain't Anthony Davis. So I think when you had to choose one or the other, it was the Bucks win. And then LeBron having Anthony Davis next to him that probably led the voters to Milwaukee.
And yet, right, I don't get the sense to you that, okay, so let's say there's 101 votes. If he'd lost 51-50, that would have been a salve either. Do you?
Yeah. You know, he's a competitive guy, man.
Right.
He wants to win. And when you come in second that many times, I'm sure it bothers him. And I'm sure he's going to bring out one of the greatest bottles of wine tonight to get him through it. But I'll tell you what, if Giannis had a choice of that trophy or playing tonight, I bet you he would have gave him that trophy. So to me, the better trophy is MVP of the finals. And I think LeBron has a great chance of winning that.
All right, stay there, Mark, because I want to get back to you. Got another question about the game in general, which I don't think the Lakers have much to complain about. First, though, we're going to hear from Anthony Davis on LeBron and his MVP comments.
And I know he'd rather, win a ring than win than the MVP award. But, it definitely, sparks him, and like he got a chip on his shoulder, like he got something to prove. I mean, so we see it, and he knows it, and the team knows it, and we know that if he's gonna show it.
And listen, if LeBron's a little salty about this and raises his game, he'll bring the rest of the Lakers with him. Mark Spears is back. Beyond that, Mark, was there anything conceivably that the Lakers or Frank Vogel could complain about in the way Game 1 went down and went their way?
The game is too late. That's about it, man. You got to take that Mickey Mouse bus back a little late tonight and, have less time to enjoy the surroundings. I think this was a great game for the Lakers. They came out with a respect for the Nuggets. I don't think against Houston or against Portland they had that same respect. They had that killer instinct. Today they came and punched them in the mouth. And another thing I think was great is LeBron only played 30 minutes. This is actually the lowest amount of minutes that he's played in his postseason career. He's taken 5-minute bus rides back and forth. He's walking to practice to the convention center. This is probably the most rested LeBron James you will see ever in the postseason, and I think it's going to help him the rest of the way. So kudos to the Lakers to taking these pesky Nuggets serious, giving them a message. I mean, look, the Nuggets are going to come back swinging, trust me, but for their first game after struggling in game ones in the previous 2 playoff series, this was a hell of a start for the Lakers.
I got one more for you. I'm going to clean up where Kenny Mayne and Tim Legler were going before LeBron interrupted them, and that was the role of Rajon Rondo. Swag is not actually in the official stats in the NBA, but Frank Vogel talked about it with Rondo. What you see is his important role on this team.
You know what? He's a traffic cop, and he's that guy that he doesn't care who you are. He doesn't care if you're LeBron James or Anthony Davis. He's going to tell you what to do. Don't forget, he played with Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce and Ray Allen, and they used to scream at him. And so he's played with big-name guys before. And is he going to score big points? Is he going to do some things shot-wise that's going to drive you crazy? Yes. But ultimately, he brings everybody together. He's a captain of the ship. He makes everybody else better. And he's a winner who, he's probably 12 years now removed for getting his second championship. So I'm sure he's excited at this stage of his twilight of his career to get this opportunity again.
Lakers look really good in winning Game 1 over the Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals. Mark Spears down in the bubble. Thanks for your time. Just so we're clear, I ain't mad at anybody, all right? Good night. Good night to you as well. Get that bus.
No, I want to drink some of that wine he got. I got some good wine, too, now.
Get on the Mickey Mouse bus, get home.
Yes,
Magical Express.
Sports Center on the road is presented